Hi, everyone. Drew Roberts here with Milwaukee Real Producers. Today we have the opportunity to get to know one of our preferred vendors, Kyle Fritz with Display Products, just a little bit better. Kyle has come on as a partner in the last few months and just has an exploding closing gift company. And so we're just excited to learn more about Kyle and about his business. So Kyle, really appreciate your time today and giving us an opportunity to learn a little bit more about you and Display Products.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, and thanks for doing this. I'm excited.
Definitely, man. Well, let's kind of start off. I'd love for if you can give us a little background on yourself. We'll definitely jump into learning more about your business, but really just love to have an opportunity to kind of learn about you a little bit. And so if you can tell us just kind of how you got into the business and your background, that'd be great.
Yeah. So originally I'm from Oconomowoc, Wisconsin, born and raised right now, living in Brookfield, close to Blue Mountain and Cops Custard. They're one of our favorites. And 25 years old, but went to the University of Minnesota. And that's where I connected with my now wife of 2 years. We actually went to high school together, but did advertising and journalism up at the Twin Cities. And after school, I tried it out for a couple of years in the Twin Cities at a small ad agency, but the wedding was on the horizon, so I had to move back and got a job in industrial sales, where that's what I'm doing now. And not too long after that, I started this small business, which has been keeping me busy. That's for sure, as you said.
Very much so.
But aside from that, a little bit about my family, which is one of the main reasons why I got into this. I come from a family of sales. My brother is still up in the Twin Cities doing medical sales. But my sister, mom, and dad are in Delafield at First Weber. They're all realtors. They kind of got me into the game and gave me this great idea of making memorable experiences through their closings with the gifts that I provide. So that's
really cool. Yeah. And I think when you and I first talked, kind of how you got into the business, I think that was a pretty cool story. I guess, can you tell us kind of, obviously your family is the one that kind of shifted you to the more closing gifts, but I guess tell us a little bit more about how you got into it and how you built the business over the last, couple of years.
Yeah. So the main reason and the idea that started this all was I wanted to come up with my own groomsmen gifts. And up in Minnesota, I went to school with a guy that started a company in Minneapolis surrounding custom wooden products. So the idea that I had in my head, I knew that he could help bring it to life, which was a cigar box that transformed into the Wisconsin favorite, Midwest favorite tabletop bag. And I knew all of my groomsmen would love it. We all love tailgating and spending time outside and surrounding sports. So it just seemed right. And it included that personal element. And I think what drove me to ultimately start my business was their reaction when I gave them the gift. Everybody loves giving somebody a gift, especially if it's well thought out and personalized. So I personalized each of the mini bag sets, and seeing their reaction as they didn't really know what it was at first. They opened the box and figured out that it transformed into one of our favorite games. And just seeing that smile and surprise on their face drove me to wanting to share that experience with everybody I could potentially impact, whether that be for birthdays, baptisms, weddings, what have you. So it's been
definitely.
Really...
Yeah, and I think one of the things too is I know your business is really focusing on obviously the closing gifts, working with realtors, things of that nature. But I think one of the cool things too is your ability to personalize things. Kyle did an awesome piece for me for Valentine's Day. He took one of me and Trisha's pictures from our photo shoot, our engagement photo shoot. I think that's what it's called. And actually put it on a really nice wooden platter. And so it was just something really cool. Like we're able to utilize that now, like when people come over and things like that. And so tell us a little bit more, Kyle, about like the different products and just kind of how you've built your business that way. And I know you're always open to new ideas and stuff. So just tell us more about the ways that people can utilize your business, obviously realtors, but then also outside of that too.
Yeah. So it started with this, and the reason I named the company Display Products is because there's a certain element and aspect of surprise and a transformative element, something that has multiple uses. So I took what I created with the box set, where it had the multiple uses of both playing the game and then having it as a showpiece on your bar. But I wanted to expand the product line that maintain that same concept of having multiple uses. So I do standard cutting boards, just the rectangle ones that you see in stores. I do the displayable ottoman tray, which is a 15-inch diameter with a couple different options for handles. I can do coasters. I can do displayable puzzles that are really hard, I might add, because they're all the same color. I've been finding that out. But yeah, like you said, I am always brainstorming. That's kind of the way my brain works. So I'm always looking to jump on the next trend or evolve and expand my product line based on what I've done thus far. I would say right now, the most popular has got to be the displayable ottoman tray. It's the one that I made for you.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just, I think the one thing too is I think sometimes people, whenever you're getting a gift for somebody or you're trying to buy something for somebody, you're always trying to figure out ways on one, how is this going to look, right? Are they going to like it? What about the product? Like, is it a good product? And I think that's one of the things too, you and I have talked about in the past is just like the quality of product, the wood you use and things like that. But then also like having the right machines and making sure that the pictures that you're putting on these, different pieces actually look really good, And so tell us a little bit more too. I mean, obviously we know about the products, but like, what are some options that people have, like when it comes to pictures, and tell us about some of the examples and things that you've done with other agents out there.
Yeah. So, well, your example is perfect. The ability to do whatever you want. And I love that dialogue between all of the different people that I work with. Some want quotes, some want pictures, some want their favorite logos, and the printers and equipment that I have enables me to be very flexible with design. So it all starts with, the idea and having that conversation. What would make a moment or occasion very special? And I really enjoy bringing that to life for them. So I do all of my mock-ups with the software that I have, send over a bunch of options to give them a bunch of different choices. And I encourage feedback. I want them to make edits. I want them to make it as perfect and bring that image that they have in their mind to life. So yeah, it's really quite all over the board as far as customization goes. But I like to have my client have the flexibility to do whatever they want. And I just got a second printer to ramp up production. But as far as, testing and making the images as clear and, visible on these products has been a challenge. It's been a lot of late nights, a lot of testing, a lot of doing some trials, but that's the fun of it. You got to perfect your craft, and a lot of love goes into the products that I make.
Definitely. Yeah. And I think that's something too, is obviously there's a lot of options out there for people to do closing gifts and things like that. But I think that's the one thing too, from all the agents that I know that have utilized your service, is not only do you put out a really awesome product, right, but I just think the care that you take, the speediness of I don't even know if that's a word, how fast you're able to get these products in the hands of these agents to be able to give them to their clients. I think that that's a huge factor too. I think one of the cool things that you showed me was, I believe it was an agent that was selling a house, and they sold the house. They actually took a picture of the house and put that on a cutting board, and then gave it to their clients that were leaving that house, right? And so I think that that's really awesome too, is you're able to, like you said, just to kind of reiterate, you're able to kind of customize what agents want, and I think giving gifts it can be difficult at certain times, but I think everybody loves the fact of if somebody's thinking a little bit above and beyond and actually trying to figure out something that's somewhat sentimental and meaningful, those gifts typically have a little bit of more of a lasting impact. And if your piece is sitting on their shelf, like, they're always going to remember, that as well too, which I think is really awesome.
Yeah. Thank you. I'd like to think that some of those elements that you just highlighted, set me apart. And I'm so new to this space, real estate and the gift giving space just in general. But what I try and do is I set myself apart with the flexibility of creativity and personalization. Lead time, I just cranked out 3 products last minute for closings this week. And then I also offer a delivery service. So growing up in a family of realtors, my mom showing houses for 15, 20 years of my life, I've seen how unpredictable it can be, and I want it as seamless and as easy for them as possible, because I know it can get pretty hectic.
Definitely. Yeah, no. And I think that all those factors, like the fact that you're able to personalize to what somebody wants, the fact that they're going to get it in a timely manner, and they don't have to drive all over the place just to pick something up. I think all those factors give agents really a phenomenal opportunity to give their clients something that they're going to enjoy for a very long time, which is really cool. What would you say? I mean, obviously, growing and things like that, I know your mindset is definitely just continuing to grow, but what would you say if somebody like had an idea or wanted to just brainstorm with you stuff for their clients? Like, tell us a little bit more about that aspect too of just you, Kyle, because I think that that's also something awesome where somebody doesn't really have to choose just what you have. If you can make it happen, it seems like you do.
Yeah. Well, a relevant story to this would be, what's going on right now with the coronavirus. My wife actually saw an article on Facebook, and it read that there was a puzzle shortage because everybody is quarantining at home. And I knew that my machine had the capability to design and cut puzzles and put pictures on there. So I pivoted once again, and it just stemmed from that idea of, hey, you should try making this. It might resonate with some people. People might like it. And that's what I did. And I've been able to get some of those out. But and two, when you came to me and you said, I want to do something really special for Valentine's Day. What can you offer? And, we threw ideas back and forth, but I'm at a point where I'm not limited to the stuff that I can create. And I think right now is just the beginning. So I welcome realtors to challenge me and say, could you do this? I have a realtor that has contacted me for last year Christmas gifts. And I had put his mother's famous pumpkin pie recipe on his board, and he did a Grinch gift.
That's an awesome idea. That's really cool.
He's coming back this year because it was such a hit to say, what can you do for me? And I think we're going down a path that could potentially create a new product, and that's always fun for me. So I welcome all the challenges that I face.
Definitely. Yeah, I think like I said, I know I hear from agents where it's just like they'll kind of just go with a gift card, or they'll do something there. And I think the ability to be creative, giving them the opportunity to be creative and also create something meaningful, I think are definitely some things that separate you from other ideas or companies out there that are doing closing gifts, and then obviously beyond closing gifts for special occasions and things of that nature, which I think is really awesome. So really cool, Kyle. Well, we'll kind of wrap up here a little bit. I really appreciate you taking your time and giving us some insight into your business and who you are. I guess, do you have any kind of final words about you or your business, and we'll go from there?
Yeah, I think that I would just connect it back to Real Producers. Being in the stage of infancy that I am with my business, I wasn't sure that it would necessarily be the right move for me at this time, but between the events, the ads that I like to change out every month just to align with certain market trends and what products are popular, and then just the network that I've been introduced to, and I've been able to meet so many great people in this industry. I think that is one thing that I'll leave you, and thank you, I should, because it's really elevated my business to the point where I feel like I'm gaining some traction, and I'm excited for what's left of 2020. If we can make it a
Get past all this.
It's just a matter, and I'm fortunate to be busy during this time and service the number of realtors that are busy. So that's a positive that I want to hold on to. And then one last thing just about me is I'd like to think that I'm pretty easy to work with. My lead time is pretty fast, and I put a lot of time and work and effort into each and every product that I produce, and I want to make every single moment, every single gift giving experience as special as the one that I started the company with my groomsmen. So if I can share that with other people and, put a smile on their customer, friend, or family's face, that's a win for me. So.
Awesome, man. Well, Kyle, once again, I appreciate your time today. I appreciate you being a part of the Milwaukee Real Producers community. I think that's definitely what we're building here. We have some phenomenal, not only the top agents we work with, but also, vendors like yourself that are passionate about what they're doing and continuing to build their business and make a positive impact. So really appreciate your time today, Kyle. And we will definitely see you at the next event.
Sounds good. Thanks, Drew.
Awesome. Thanks so much.